Hi everyone, welcome to Meditation with Annemarie. This is part 5 of my online series on coping with change using your inner power. So today I'm going to draw our 5th power for us to practice and study over the next couple of weeks. And then all the powers, there's 21 different powers based on my book, Will to Wonder, Principles on the Loss and Recovery of Power, which the foundation of the book is based on our teachings as Brahma Kumaris. If you're interested in looking at some of the other powers that we've already practiced and studied over the last few weeks, you're welcome to subscribe down below or visit my YouTube channel, Annemarie Happy Heart. Easy to remember. So let's draw a power. Let's see. Oh, perfect. Another master power. So, as I mentioned earlier in one of the other sessions, as Brahma Kumaris, there's 8 master powers that we aim to cultivate within ourselves as a means to strengthen all our other virtues within us, so that we, as a way to reclaim our own power and to be able to be more helpful to those around us. So this is the power to withdraw. Another beautiful power. So the power to withdraw is the ability to step back and become the observer. Withdrawing regularly from my surroundings, from my senses, and from my own thoughts and emotions keeps me practical in my actions. When I regularly withdraw inward, I am able to conserve and recharge my energy, which is beneficial for everyone. I am the tortoise. I take action through my body, then I rest in the safety of my shell. So we also see that as a state of Om Shanti. I, the soul, the essence of peace. I, the soul, withdraw into my shell as the tortoise, which is the shell, is my body. So the supporting virtues to help me strengthen my power to withdraw is silence, which we did last week. So that's perfect. Detachment, patience, loving. So to be truly detached, we need to be loving, unconditionally loving, and calm and consistent. So beautiful virtues once again. So let's start with a meditation. So just sitting nice and comfortably. Relaxed in the body, yet alert in the mind, which makes you sit up straight, which makes you want to pay attention. So withdrawing from the world, has nothing to do with cutting yourself off, but it is the practice of being able to turn inward at will as a means to recharge, to reset yourself, as a means to reconnect with your essence, with your truth, with your authenticity. So just take a couple of gentle, even breaths deep down into your belly. As I want you to give yourself permission just for a few moments to unplug yourself, however that looks like for you. I want you to imagine yourself unplugging from the external world, from your external roles and relationships and interactions with others. I want you to just unplug, step back in your mind, and then I want you to visualize or imagine, or maybe you will feel it, or maybe you will hear it, maybe you will get a message or a feeling. But just now imagine yourself, allow yourself to now plug into your own mind and imagine that to be, or see, or feel, or sense that to be part of an extension cord that is plugged upward into the divine source of all light. And see that as the ultimate recharging station. So just unplug from the external world, plug into your own mind and plug upward into the largest battery of energy, the source of all energy. And just allow yourself to recharge in silence. No need to rush off anywhere, be anywhere. No need to be or do what you think others may expect you to be or do. Just recharge in silence. Get comfortable with that beautiful surrounding peace. If any uncomfortable emotions or thoughts arise, use your power to withdraw and imagine yourself sitting in a cinema and just putting those thoughts or emotions up onto the cinema screen. And just watch them pass, just like you watch rolling credits at the start or at the finish of a movie. No judgments, no questions, you're just watching, just observing. This allows you to step back and clear your mind. This allows you to step back and see what's really going on externally and internally. So take a breath when you're feeling recharged. You can do that throughout your day. You can do that for 30 seconds. You can do it for 60 seconds. You can sit here for an hour if that's what you want to do. And you have the capacity and the space to stay plugged in. But even if you do it regularly throughout your day, just for 60 seconds at a time, just unplug and plug into yourself and plug upwards. And then take a breath and gently unplug from upwards and gently unplug from your mind. Without getting too attached to the external world. If you need to plug back in, you can do so now with a clearer mind, with an attitude of gratitude, with courage, with compassion for yourself and for others, and just move forward slowly, consistently, just like the tortoise who comes in and out of its shell only as necessary and at will. Om Shanti. So, the power to withdraw is actually one of my favourite powers, like the power to pack up, which we've already discussed. And the power to withdraw is very powerful in the sense that it allows me to step back from the roles that I play in my daily life. So I don't get so caught up in the physical identities, because physical identities will always be limiting, because it's based on body consciousness. So either I'm going to feel better than others, which is arrogance, superiority, or I'm going to feel not good enough, which is inferiority. So to withdraw, to step back on a regular basis allows me to be that tortoise, to step back into my little shell as a means to recharge, as a means to protect myself, as a means to reconnect here. So, excuse me, when this stays open, then this is clearer, and there won't be as much anguish and attachment to these connections externally. But instead, we'll be able to allow life and change to flow, and we're able to flow with it as opposed to resist it. The tortoise reminds us that we have the ability to step into our little shell. Again, not to cut myself off. So there's a difference between cutting myself away and just learning to turn inward. And it does take practice, because we're not encouraged or supported in this world to learn to practice introversion. We are encouraged to practice extroversion, because introversion is seen as a weakness, as cutting myself off. But if I don't regularly turn inward, withdraw, not cutting myself off in any way, but just withdraw, just step back from those roles and just observe, then that gives me the ability to recognize where I need to change some of my weaknesses without excuse or reason or blame or criticism or disappointment, but with acceptance and love and forgiveness for my own learning process and for the learning process of others. I hope that makes sense. So the more I'm able to turn inward, the more my actions are going to be more powerful, because they're going to be with purpose. There's going to be meaning behind everything that I do. When I don't practice turning inward enough, I'm going to be too externally driven, and I'm going to start believing that all my power is outside of me. Which is why we're not encouraged to turn inward, because that's where the power is. And the more I turn inward to retrieve that power gently and lovingly and peacefully, that's how I can make a difference in the world. By simply not contributing to the anger and the insecurity and the misunderstandings and the misinterpretations, the assumptions we each carry about life, about others, about situations, and not recognizing our own contribution to that. So withdrawing enables me to practice that introversion, because as I said earlier, extroversion is encouraged, but when we truly understand that extroversion is really based on needing an audience. So when I'm behaving in an extroverted way, it's because I need attention. And when you look at the Latin origin of gregarious, which is often the word gregarious, which is often, or the term gregarious, which is often related to extroversion, extroverted behavior, social, outgoing. But if you actually look at the original Latin root, grex, meaning, it actually means belonging to a herd or a flock. So it gives you a very different perspective, a very different view of what extroversion really means, and you start realizing it's not all it's made out to be. So the more I learn to turn inward, the more I'm able to let go of my own weaknesses by not focusing on my weaknesses, but recognizing and identifying them, and then focusing on my strengths. Because if I focus on the weaknesses, I'm going to feed them, I'm going to fuel that, because thought is energy. And part of being able to withdraw and turn inward is to learn to become the master conductor of my own thought processes. I become the driver of this body. So I'm in control of my thoughts, so therefore I'm in control of my emotions, and therefore I'm in control of my responses, as opposed to reacting in a disempowering way. Because the second I react, I hand over my power to whoever or whatever situation is in front of me that's drawing that weakness, that's triggering that weakness out of me. And so if I recognize that trigger as an opportunity to transcend that weakness, because whatever we're wanting to change in our life, be aware that it's those very things that you're going to get challenged with. So using these tools that I share with you to help overcome those patterns in our life, we need to recognize those triggers as opportunities, not as horrible, horrific tests in life, but an opportunity to step up, because I'm the one that's putting out there that I want to make those changes in my life, and I want some support in making those changes in my life. So I'm going to attract people and situations into my life to help me shift that. So they're going to challenge me on that very thing that I need to shift. And if I don't practice my power to withdraw enough, then when I'm going to get faced with it, because it'll happen suddenly, if I'm not ready because I haven't been practicing turning inward enough, then I'm going to see it more as a negative rather than as a positive. So this is where the power to withdraw helps us to make those shifts and to turn negative into positive, disempowering into empowered, anger into calm, fear into acceptance and tolerance. Yeah, and the more I'm able to let go of whatever I can't control, so then we're looking at our power to tolerate as well. There's so many different powers so many different virtues we can bring in to help us utilize and strengthen those other virtues within us to help us navigate life in a more peaceful, in a more powerful, in a more inclusive way. But I need to walk the talk. I need to demonstrate that change. I need to be that change that I so desperately want to see in the world. I know that sounds like a bit of a cliche, but intention isn't enough. I must put action behind it. And using my power to withdraw doesn't mean I'm not doing something. I'm actually going through a very active process because I'm consciously shifting what's going on in here so that I stop contributing to all the negativity out there. And that becomes my protection, so I don't need to even ask for protection because I'm constantly filling myself up so that I can keep sending it out. And as I'm sending it out, that will disintegrate anything that tries to come and hurt me. If it penetrates and hurts me, it simply means my power isn't strong enough at that point. Doesn't mean that I'm a bad person, doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It simply means I need to strengthen my ability to say no with love, or my ability to say yes with love. So the power to withdraw is a beautiful power because it allows me to tap in and remember my true authentic self, my beautiful spiritual light and love and peace, who I truly am, shining through this body, shining through the actions that I take through my senses, through my organs. That's how I can contribute to creating that peace in the world. Not fight fire with fire, but to cool that fire down. And the power to withdraw has a beautiful, incredibly powerful way of helping you calm down that pressure cooker that's building in here, calm down that overflow if I've allowed it to spill over into my life, or if I've allowed myself to get caught up in other people's spillage. Yeah, when we look at it that way, we don't take it so personal, and we realize that we're all on our own journey of learning and growing and healing and releasing and clearing and purifying, cleaning ourselves up, cleaning up our own backyard, cleaning up our own being, to stop being part of the darkness and to start being part of the light. So that way I can forgive and let go and get on with what's right. and that's the power to withdraw. So I hope you got some benefit out of that. Let's finish with a meditation, and remember to subscribe below if you like what I'm sharing, and remember to share it with others, and let me know what you think. I'm always open to comments, and I wish you a happy day. Om Shanti. So once again, just sitting as comfortably as you possibly can. Taking a few breaths to center yourself, to release any uncertainties, to release any inner chatter. And once again, allow yourself to unplug from the external world. And this time I want you to simply plug into your own heart space. If you want to plug upwards, by all means go ahead and do so now. But if that's all you want to do, just plug into your own heart space, that's perfectly fine as well, as a means to reconnect with your own authentic, peaceful essence. And as you plug into your own heart space, I want you to bring into view the most beautiful golden lotus that's shaped like a throne, with petals all around, coming up over the back. Beautiful. All I want you to do is to just sit on that golden lotus throne, just like you would put your phone in a cradle to charge it, or your iPad in a cradle. See yourself in this beautiful lotus throne, your beautiful lotus throne, your cradle to recharge. If you feel yourself drifting away or emotions come up that you need to release, don't push them down, don't question them or fight with them. Just look at them, acknowledge them and release them through your breath. That's all you need to do. And each time, between each breath or between each thought that you release or emotion that you release, each time I want you to simply return your attention back to you, sitting on that golden lotus throne in your heart space, where it's peaceful, where it's silent, golden silence, where it's light, where it's safe and you feel completely and absolutely supported to be the best you that you can be, that you are. So sit on that throne again and again throughout your day and just be. You don't have to do anything. Just recharge. Just like a phone or computer, doesn't do anything. It just plugs in and recharges. It doesn't worry about anything. It doesn't fret about anything. It doesn't get upset about anything. It just quietly recharges. So sit on your lotus throne and recharge and reconnect and reset yourself stabilize yourself again and again throughout your day. And you will reclaim your power. You will reclaim that peace faster than you'll realize. So now take a breath. Pat yourself on the back for giving yourself permission to recharge. Be grateful for the opportunity. Always be grateful for the opportunity to recharge consciously. Not because adversity has slapped me in the face, but for as a means to prevent that proverbial slap in the face. So be with yourself, get to know yourself, and you will know which virtues, which powers will help you overcome any weakness, any negativity in your life, because they are your strengths, your innate qualities, specialities that you need to tap into. And now you can, by simply taking yourself quietly to your golden lotus throne. Om Shanti.